It's day 42 of my travels around South America, and every now and again I will go off the beaten track, and right now I'm in a place in Uruguay called Florida, and most backpackers will just do the coast of Uruguay, but not me. I've come inland, so I am about an hour and a half's drive away from the capital of Montevideo, and I am right here in the center outside the cathedral. And why Florida? The Uruguayans call this place the Cradle of the Nation because this city is where the independence of Uruguay was signed. So a quick history about the city itself. It was founded in 1805. It was only a small settlement at the time. This is the cathedral of the city. You've got the date there, 1805. And although I have done my research on the independence, there is a lot to take in. But this square is where the assembly came together to talk about independence, about laws, about the flag, right here. So this is, it's called the Assembly Square, and I think they've got a date on there, 25th of August 1925. So you won't find any tourism around here. Speaking to the guy whose Airbnb I'm staying at, told me I'm the first European he's seen here in a long time. So, independence. At this time, this was in Brazil's hands, and there were 33 people, rebels, who wanted independence, and they were based in what was Argentina below us. They're known as the 33 Orientals. Orientals meaning east of the River Plate. In fact, there's a little thing there. Something about independence. I have no idea. But this square is just scenic. Is that a good word? So they sat down, talked about what they wanted for their country, what the country should stand for. And yeah, that with the cathedral in the background. Beautiful. Right, I've come across the road from Assembly Square over there. I thought I'd have a little wander into the cathedral, if I'm allowed in. And obviously on the door itself is all to do with the assembly. Oh wow. Oh, this is amazing. So Assembly Park, Cathedral, and this place here might not look like much, but this was, in fact, that spot there was where they signed independence. And on the top you've got a bit of a writing, and I have translated it, and it says, on this site the Chamber of Representatives solemnly met, presided over by Don Juan Francisco Laraballi, who in use of the sovereignty legally vested in him, signed the Act of Independence on August the 25th, 1825. and the guy who presided over it was the priest, and that's why the cathedral is there. But for an important part of Uruguayan history, I mean, it feels special that I'm here, and that does look pretty modern. I mean, it's impressive. Gloria a la Asamblea de la Florida. So, yeah. This is the birthplace of the country. But why here? Why not in Montevideo? And that is because of the fact that Brazil had a big stronghold fortification in Montevideo. So they needed somewhere that was safe, that they couldn't get punished, and Florida was it. Right, I'm just gonna have a wander over here. I am fascinated by these old buildings. That looks like it's always been a bank. It's time to move elsewhere. Now, if you are from Uruguay and you're telling me I am butchering your history, I only learned all about this on the bus coming down here. So it's been in my head going round going, I need to remember this, and I'm hoping I'm doing justice. Right, I'm going to have a little wander down to the park that's by the river, just to see what it's like down there. Oh, they've got their own little radio station, Radio Maria. Wow. And it'd be interesting to find out from any Uruguayans who are watching this, have you ever been to Florida, the birthplace of the nation? I don't know why I'm walking in the middle of the road, even though there isn't a lot of traffic. What I do like about this place is a lot of boutique cafeterias, coffee places. It just feels oldly, if that is a word. So I've taken a 10-15 minute walk. I have stopped and taken a lot of photographs, and I'm now here, the park. This is the Prado Piedra Alta, and I think that is an outdoor theatre. But as you walk into the park itself, I just saw the murals on the wall, and obviously this is all to do with the history of Florida, people playing instruments. Oh, some horses down there. So this park itself leads down to the river, where I'm led to believe there's a beach. Oh wow, that theatre, outdoor theatre, is massive. I wonder if it's actually used. So I want to take the long way around and get down to the actual park itself. This park is actually quite a size. It's massive. It's even got a little, I was going to say lake, but it's probably the river. But you've got all that shading over there for the hot days. Wow. In fact, if that is the river, I can see where the sandy beach is. Oh, there's a fountain. Let's go and have a look at that. There's no water coming out of it. There is water there, and there's a little sign there that says Dr. Fernando Abente Haidu. And that shaded area that I thought was a shaded area doesn't really have a roof on top. So it's a construction of just slats. Right. And I'm fascinated by the fact there is a bridge in the middle of a park, even though there's no vehicles. So I've just found out that the fountain is dedicated to a politician and a president of Uruguay from the 1940s. So yeah, a bridge over a road that's not used. I mean, can a car get underneath that? Just so peaceful. Now I can't imagine that on a night time people will be here. Definitely. And there's the beach. And there it is. I mean, if you're not keen on driving all the way down the coast for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you've got a beach right inland in your own city. And that looks like a walkway to get to the other side. Or it might be there just to slow the current down, don't know. But across the river you can see vertically there is a barrier, and there's people in the water. Now the only other way apart from walking across that walkway, and it didn't really look that safe even though it's concrete, there's no bridges down that way, so I want to cross that bridge there and get to the other side. Nearly got to the bridge, then got distracted because of the fact you've got some photographs just here of the history of Florida. Do the instructor. It's got at the bottom Museum Histórico de Florida. Oh, there's more on the other side as well. People with impressive moustaches and beards. Nearly crossed the bridge until I came across this square, and then this monument, which is the Declaration of the Independence, and these are the words that would have been on the document itself, signed in August 1825. Wow. And now I'm going to cross the bridge. There's a lot of sea around here. I'm halfway across the bridge, and that is the river, whereas upstream it's a bit heavier. Now I think the river's actually blocked off, that during the rainy season that this would be flowing more, heavier. Because when you look across the other side, and I'll probably walk back that way, you can see there's a proper river. Let's get down to the beach. Right, I'm over the bridge and I've just found this. This is an interpretation of a painting by Picasso, and it's a famous anti-war painting about the bombing of a Basque town during the Spanish Civil War. And it sort of makes sense because the strong Basque community here in Florida. And across the road is another sign, which is like one of the big signs that says the name of the town and city. And this is what it is. I can't be bothered to go back across to film it. I took a quick photograph, and on it you can just see the history of Florida on the letters, the present day. Right, I am going to go down to the beach. I'm going now. So I'm nearly at the beach. What I didn't realise is it's a camping site as well. So you can come down here with a tent. And there's none around. Got toilets over there. Little picnic areas, barbecue areas. Perfect for coming down on a weekend, I guess. And here it is, the beach. Now it says no swimming. Well, that's the sign for the no swimming. But yeah, you can see where it's all blocked off. And then it goes down to the shallow area I showed you before. Wow. And there through the trees is a lifeguard inland. Bridge over there, Uruguayan flag in the background. Florida, birthplace of a nation, inland, somewhere tourists, backpackers, international people don't come to, I'm guessing. Am I glad I came? Too right I am. This has been fascinating. And I'm only here for one night. And it feels a bit, I should stay for longer. There's loads of stuff to see, to do. And it's proper history, proper culture. And if you get a chance to come to the beach, do a bit of camping, a little bit of swimming, glad I've come, really glad. Now, unfortunately, my phone has got about 6% battery life in it, so I do need to go. Mainly to try and find my way back to the Airbnb. And I don't think I've seen all of Florida. For such a small city, there is a lot going on. But if you've enjoyed this video, this little history, little tour, then all you got to do is press that like button. Tomorrow, I will be heading back into Montevideo for one night only. And it's my last night in that city. And I will be seeing a bit more of it, because the suggestions coming in means I have more to see. And if you want to see that video, then all you got to do is subscribe. But while I've got some battery left in my phone, I'm heading back to the Airbnb. So until next time, bye bye for now.